Out what this guy, yeah, how what he said next.
With friends, you don't have that. How does that feel? Refeel that. Focusing on that. Begin to make an image of yourself sitting there sadly in front of your laptop with no one to ring. When you see other people go out having fun, no,
I mean, I don't know if they added in the word sad. Maybe you said sad, but they wouldn't put words in your mouth.
wait, you can't do things. Oh, right.
They show, it's not teaching like school. I discovered about myself on the first day that, or maybe second day, that a lot of people say that I'm not good enough. And that's nonsense. And people go from a feeling or a subconscious experience of I'm not good enough, and in 5 days, our literal inabilities go away. Remarkable things happen.
They start really going into it. So they ask you, how does that feel? They ask you to really describe it. Tell me about a situation. Tell me about a specific.
If you haven't done the Formula Advanced course, 915 bucks each, 2 5-day courses by Landmark Worldwide. I don't represent them. I don't work for them. I just call out videos or the Reddit is crazy, that are inaccurate.
Time and it's really
Ideally, I'm doing videos on things that are making things, creating things being workable for a nation. Um, just got to get out of the way some misinformation first.
starts talking about a story, which I'm not going to go into here, but I start talking about it. And it starts for details. Really. So, who were you speaking to? What was the look on the face? How did you feel when they looked at you that way? And then they can also talk about things themselves, like, oh, cool. So, how how does that really feel? Like, where inside your body can you feel it? Is it a warm feeling or is it a cold feeling? Is it a heavy feeling? Does it feel like something's pushing you down? Does it feel like something's lifting you up? The more and more.
Yeah, I mean, if you go into a conversation being resistant and not wanting to be straight with people and be honest and um yeah, I mean, you said it wasn't a big deal, and now we're like spending all this time talking about this thing that isn't even a big deal to you. You know what I mean? Like, oh, let's focus on you're good with your social life, you're good with their gym. What are some other areas where you'd like to step it up a little bit? Let's have a real conversation instead of a surface one of you saying that, you don't think it's working well, that your social life, sometimes you're at home on YouTube and it's really not that big of a deal to you. It's like, well, why are we even talking about this if this isn't a big deal to you?
More they talk about this feeling, the more real it becomes. And also, the more pulled into it you become. Because it's the same as the stories. Like, if I just mention something in passing, oh, I felt kind of bad. It's not a big deal. But as soon as you start really expressing it, talking about the intricacies, the details, you really get into it, then you just feel like, wow, I am missing this from my life.
Well, were you? I mean, like you said, it's not that big of a deal, and then I don't know. You're making it out to seem like it's manipulation. And it sounds like you just didn't really want to be there, or you were looking out for manipulation. I mean, if you look everywhere for manipulation, you're going to see things that you think are manipulation. And then you're going to like sell yourself on why you're right and they're wrong. And it's just a waste of time. Just experience it.
That sucks. Tough, man. What am I even doing? So when you start reaching for the handgun, thinking like, is it time for me to end it all? That's when they move on to the next step. Because don't worry, landmark can say.
No, they're just doing their best to listen to you and ask questions. And clearly you were kind of egging them on because you thought there was some manipulation behind it. So you weren't really giving them honest answers. So then they kept asking more questions, and then we were kind of in a circle jerk here.
Save you. And the problem that they themselves created, by the way. You didn't have this problem before the seminar. Before the seminar, it was just something
No,
that
they didn't create any problems. You just seem to not be being forthright about what it is that you're working on. Your social life's good. Your workout life is good. Great. Let's talk
thinking,
some.
okay, you know what? It's an 8 out of 10, but I want it to be a 10 out of 10. It's not perfect. After the seminar, ooh, how can you even live your life without this?
Your lowest score for your entire life is 8 out of 10. Wow, bro. Nothing's a 7 in your life? Interesting. Bro, what are you drinking? Tell me how you are an 8 in every area of your life. Wow. You are you're a generous guy to be so Wow, okay. All right, fair enough. I choose to be a little bit harsher. I give myself sevens in areas and then work from 7 to 10, but you want to give yourself 8 and I don't know.
You know what I mean? They made it such a big deal. But yeah, so that was the second one, was eliciting the negative.
I mean, I can understand that someone after they did the form of the advanced course, they would have the skill sets to be able to get to 8 and above for their life. But I don't know anybody that without the form of the advanced course has an 8. I mean, people look up to these like billionaires and thinking that they're smart or like happy or something. And it's like, I gotta be honest with you, like, I don't think that very many billionaires are necessarily that they might be really good at a few different things. Um, and they just a bunch of them don't really seem that happy. I don't know.
Negative feeling and the negative states. And then they do the opposite. The next part is they elicit the positive states, which would fix that. And then, of course, they have to put it on themselves.
Let me correct that. They may be happy. It just doesn't seem like there's something else there. Like peace of mind, freedom from resentment, regret. Like generally there is some sort of resentment and regret or anxiety or something. Because that's like really common among most people. So if you want to tell me you're not anxious about anything, you have zero resentment, zero regret, you have an experience of enlightenment, um, please tell me how you did that because I see billions of people around the world that are missing one of those things that I said. And if they got that one thing that they wanted, which produced that result of like a freedom from anxiety, resentment, regret, like peace of mind, happiness, freedom, I don't know, health, wealth, whatever it is, um, that they would pay every penny for that and give all of their time to that, let alone 9 or 15 bucks before discount and 5 days of their life for 10 days with the advanced course.
Right? But here's the interesting thing. They can't actually give anything. They can't do anything. Like I spoke to a couple of the people who attend.
Yeah, no, they gave me nothing. They gave me a blank canvas of which to sort of hit the reset button in life, so to speak. So I was able to create my own happiness and my own experience of freedom, but that's something that I wanted. Maybe you already feel like you already have that. All good. Um, and I wasn't sad before. I was 22. I was on top of the world. I was excited about life, everything. Um, anyway.
And did the
So I got stuff out of it for myself because I went, I did the work, and I listened and produced the results.
I also read different reviews online, and they don't do anything. Just talk to you about them.
Yeah, you read anonymous reviews online that either won't respond to you or can't give you an exact scenario on what their complaint is. They just say it's manipulation. It's like, bro, you just spent how much time? 19 minutes talking to me about manipulation, and you haven't been right in one sense whatsoever.
They're not even good at what they do. They're not good at
I don't mean to use the word right, wrong. That's an opinion, but um, accurate.
therapy, CBT, or anything like that. There are actual therapy.
Um, are you a therapist? I don't know. Landmark is not therapy. Um, to me, it produced the results that that people that go to therapy look for. And I went to therapy after doing the forum, and 5 or so visits was enough for me to get that. I don't know, at least with that therapist, I'd like my therapist to have the form of the advanced course. Like we could have a whole different kind of conversation versus me like, yeah, I was telling stories to my therapist and I was like, wait a minute, have you done the form of the advanced course? And she was like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, okay, this is my last session. I didn't I didn't realize that I was just telling you stories and like wasting I wasn't wasting my own time because I had to tell those stories in order to come to that epiphany for myself.
Out there. These people are not therapists, right? But anyway, I digress. What I said. So
They
the next
don't claim to be therapists, and I believe they do have a psychologist on staff. And they've, over the last 55 years, have had many, many psychologists, psychiatrists, physicians, fine artists, business executives in their leader body.
so this is positive states. It's not them doing it, it's you. They're going to ask you. So, okay, you have this negative thing. What would you need to fix it? And you might say something like, oh, well, if I had.
They explicitly state that there's nothing that you need to fix. You're not broken. So this language that you're using of fix or like people telling you how you feel is not based.
Meaning I could fix it. You might say, for example, I feel a bit bored in life.
Maybe that person you were talking to wasn't trained enough to get that it's, I don't know, but you were saying that it's not that big of a deal and telling us, I don't know.
Like if I had more money, I could travel, could save my fees, not them. But they'll say, no, 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 no. Not external things, internal things. What state, what feeling could you need that would help you get over that? Let me see if I can find the exact wording they had. They said, what's missing, which could make a difference, which could really fix things. So for me, I was saying something about certainty, about feeling more confidence, more sure of myself, and blah, blah, blah. It's irrelevant what you say. The point is,
How is that irrelevant? You just created certainty and confidence.
once you choose something, they'll do the same thing. They'll start eliciting this feeling, right? So before they made you feel really shit, they brought out all these negative feelings.
They didn't try to make you feel anyway. They just asked you questions and you gave them answers and then they went off of those answers.
You told them what the positive feeling is. The only thing they're going to do is they're going to ask you questions to bring out the positive feeling. So they're going to say something like,
I wouldn't call it a positive feeling, but you told them what you saw as missing.
all right, cool. If you had gone to the event and we helped you have this positive feeling, and you were back in the bad situation you said before, how would things be different?
It wouldn't be a feeling, it would be a being. Being and feeling are very distant.
How would things be different now going back with this new positive feeling? And then same thing, they ask you to make a movie in your mind, to make different pictures. They make you see all the details and really bring out that positive feeling. So now you start feeling, so when you start feeling it, you start feeling that sensation in your body. And of course, they're going to say like, well, if it's because of us, we gave you this, which isn't true at all. It's just when you talk about a feeling in detail, you start to feel a feeling, but it's temporary, right?
It's temporary because you only did the introduction session. If you do the full 5 days, ideally you do the 10 days seminar series, which is over the next 13 weeks or so, which comes included in the cost of the 5 day forum, then it would be permanent, it would be long lasting. It would not be temporary at all. At all.
This is why the overstructure is hype, buy now, because it's not making you.
No, that's your traditional thought of sales, and you just thought that that's what they were doing to you.
Well, wait, that. No, you sign up now when you feel this, because if you wait until tomorrow, these good feelings are going to go away, and you're going to realize, hey, wait, I was being manipulated.
No, you could have signed up. I signed up the next day.
And you're not going to sign up, right? So that's the third one, the eliciting positive stage to fix the issue you had. Okay, you had previously. And that's here for the over.
I mean, if I could do it, and I don't have any regrets, but if I could do it again, I would have signed up right away. But I mean, I wasn't in front of a computer. We were outside. I was just with a friend talking outside. So the second I got to a computer, I did.
Structure. The next one's going to be like a bit separate. The fourth one is a really big one, but understand it. Overusing your name.
Or if you prefer a phone call, you can do it right then and there.
This is a very, very common sales tactic. What they'll do is they'll just say your name over and over again because it's a.
I mean, I understand how salespeople have co-opted using a person's name to quote unquote get a sale. I mean, I think it's just respectful, and maybe that person overused saying your name. Sorry, like what does that have to do with anything? It wasn't meant. Okay. If you felt pressured, I don't represent them at all, and I don't work for them, nothing to do with them. I take full responsibility on behalf of them that you felt that, and that was not the intention whatsoever. It was purely the intention to empower you to choose. That's it. Using your name is not a manipulation tactic.
It's supposed to create rapport. It's supposed to make you feel close to the other person. I don't know if it's true or not. For me, it doesn't work at all but it's my.
Yeah, it wasn't a tactic to make it work on you at all. That's fine. That's not, it wouldn't be the reason why you did it is because someone said your name 3 times. The reason why you would do it is for the, I don't know, certainty or confidence or whatever really that would provide, because that sounds surface level to me. Sounds like there's something underneath that certainty and confidence that being more certain and confident would give you, such as have more happy, wealthier, more wise, freer from anxiety, resentment, regret, peace of mind, whatever.
Might just be because I'm aware of it. So whenever I hear somebody doing it, I feel like they're trying to manipulate me, which makes me feel bad, But maybe if you're not aware of it, it would work. I can't say. Basically, what this would look like for myself, they might say, Ovid, how are you doing today, Ovid? Right, so what would you up to before we go on this video, Ovid? Anyway, Ovid, blah, 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 Ovid. They just keep repeating your name over and over again. And that's just supposed to create rapport. I would say anytime this is happening, it's like, it's already raising some kind of alarms for me, but it's okay.
Thanks for saying your name, Ovid, because I didn't know based on I never heard that name. So I saw it in the in the title, but I didn't realize that was your name.
It's not really a big one, so I wouldn't focus on it too much. I expect any salesperson to be using it, but I still do not like it. And if you are ever in a situation where it's not a sales situation and they're still doing it, that's when it gets suspicious, right? Like if you just happen to meet somebody on the streets and they start doing it, then it's like, why are you using sales tactics on me? So that's definitely something you should watch out for if it happens.
There you go. Now I can't call you by your first name more than once. What's the line? I can't say it more than twice. If I say your name twice upon meeting you and upon leaving, like how am I going to remember your name? I can't even remember anybody's name unless I say their name 3 times.
The next one is something I find much more interesting. I wasn't quite sure what the title is. I wrote like negating objections or making objections irrelevant.
I gotta remember the book. This is written, I believe, in the 20s, or some time period, early 1900s, where the person would go home. No, they would ask the person to spell their first and last name for them. He would write it down, and then afterward, he would put it in his pocket, I guess, and then afterwards, he would tear it up and throw it out. This is what it was. And he would apparently never forget anybody's name ever. Anyway,
what they'll do is they'll pull you into some kind of story or they make you
asking someone for the spelling of their first and last name in a non-sales situation is, I mean, that's like deep respect.
think about something, but not give you the chance to argue against it or make it so that you can't argue against it. They might do that by saying something like, all right, so the next thing we're going to.
But it's not that you can't argue against it. It's just that that answer satisfied you. And if it satisfies everyone in the room, then let's move forward. We're not like playing debate here. This isn't debate class where it's like, all right, you choose X and I'll choose Y. It's like, no, that's not what. If you really have something that's not working for you, then raise your hand and say it and let's work it out. And don't fight me just to fight me. If that answer works for you, then can't we move on already? Like,
going to talk about. It's just a theory, or it's just something we're going to talk about. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to agree with it.
right, because otherwise people would feel that they're being pressured to believe something. And they're not saying you should believe in something. They're actually saying, yeah, no, I mean, I was, wow, I was free to develop way more beliefs afterwards. I had more free thinking afterwards. They never, there's not one tactic or thing that I use in my life or tool set that is a like a thing I do or like a prescription, like a script, like nothing. It's I'm completely free and I create my own way.
But for the next few minutes, let's just pretend that it's true, just so that we can have a discussion about it.
Right, because if you're resistant, then you'll never hear anything. But if you just will be open-minded for a little bit, maybe you would see something that you wouldn't have seen if you were being resistant and had your hands crossed or whatever.
It's innocent. What's wrong with saying that? I'll tell you what's wrong with things. The main issue with that is it's the way the mind works.
Yeah, I mean, if someone was using that for a nefarious behavior, that would be a little bit of a different scenario. Anyone that's graduated the Formally Advanced course has like 10 times the integrity level that they had beforehand. So that really doesn't happen too often. I mean, it has happened, and that person was arrested and convicted and is in jail. So, I mean, I can't control what people do after they take a program. Like,
We have the saying in English, seeing is believing. Actually, that's not true. Study after study has shown us that the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. What happens is that the world is so big, it's so complex. There's so many things happening all the time.
yeah, again, they're not trying to get you to believe anything.
That our brain, although it's an amazing machine, isn't powerful enough to comprehend all of it. So it just simplifies it. It only takes certain parts of the information because the overall information is just too overwhelming. So
All right, we'll continue. Hope you have the best day ever. Peace and love. Bye bye.